Hey fellow YouTubers, today I want to demonstrate how to use templates. They're very simple to use, they've been around for a while, but I think it's worthwhile making a video. So let's get started. As you can see, I have a regular HTML page here. I have my header and my body, and of course I didn't show the HTML, but it's up here. So then I have just a body and I have a div for my application and I have an unordered list. But then you see something interesting here. I have a template. And so this template is something that I can use to generate code, and then I can minimize the amount of HTML that I have to write or create in my JavaScript, and then I can just change the things that need to be changed. For example, in this case, the header for my job header and my description. So notice here also that I'm calling the script index.js. Index.js is what's going to load my data, and after I load the data, then I can update the jobs list with the actual jobs. So if we look at my jobs JSON, I have some jobs with the title and the description, and in my index.js I fetch that data. But I don't have anything yet to render that code to my page. So what I need to do is I need to create a function that will render that. So I can just create a render, and I can call it anything I want, but I just choose to call it render jobs. And I'm not sure why my IntelliSense is doing that, but let's fix that real quick. And it's probably because I don't have the method or the function defined. So let's create the function. And here's where I'm going to put the logic that's going to render my templates. So with templates, one of the key things, there's a couple of things that we have to do. One thing is that we must take and clone the template, but we must also get access to the job list because we're going to append. So in order to do that, the first thing we're going to do is append to the, since we're going to append to the job list, let's go ahead and do that first. Let's go back over here and we can say let jobs ul, and we query the document using the query selector. And query selector works, if you've done jQuery, works just like jQuery. So because we have an ID jobs list on my unordered list, I can simply use the pound and just say jobs list, and that will get me the jobs UL. And you notice here that that is exactly what my unordered list has, an ID of jobs list. So when I go into my code, I can just say jobs list and I can retrieve that. Next thing I want to do is I want to be able to access the template. So using the same kind of logic, and since my jobs template is job template, it has an ID of job template, not the name, but the ID, and we can verify that by looking at the index HTML. We have the template has an ID of job template. Now we have the template. And so now all we have to do is loop through our jobs. So we just do a regular loop, regular for loop. And we can now begin appending to our job templates. The first thing I want to do though is I want to just say job equals jobs, or assign jobs, the current job, to a variable that I call job. And so the other thing that I want to do is I want to clone the element. So for that, I will clone the li element by simply saying template dot content dot clone node, and I have to pass the value true. And the reason that, not text content, but content, just like that. So the content is what's in the template. If we take a look here, we notice that we have a template, but we don't want to clone the template. We don't want to clone the template. What we want to clone is the content, and everything that's inside the in between the opening and closing tag is the content. So in this case, my template simply has another list item, but we can have other items in there. I just chose to only have the list item here. So when I go there, now I have a clone of my list item. At this point, I can say I can get the header element from my list item using the same logic, query selector, and keep in mind that's an H3 that I have in there, and the other one's a paragraph. So now that I have those, I can modify the values in there. So in this case, for the header element, I just want to update it to the job title. And for my description element, I just want to update the description. And once I have all that, then I can append this. Remember, I cloned the list, so this is like a new item. So now I just have to append it to my jobs unordered list that I declared up above. And at this point, this should work, and it should render our job. So let's take a look and see if it worked. And as you can notice, now we have the jobs. And if we inspect this code, you'll notice that, let me increase this just a little bit. You will notice that I have many LIs that I use for my template, and they have the H3. And whoa, I did something interesting here. I have the H3 wrapping the paragraph. So there's something obviously wrong there. Let's take a look and see what that is. Okay, I see the problem. So the issue here is that I have the H3, but instead of closing my tag, I didn't close my tag. So now everything should be fine. So let's save that. Let's rerun it. And everything's better now. And our font actually changed because instead of having that heavier weight, it's a little bit lighter, and we can see that. So anyway, that's all to templates. Just remember that you declare a template, but you can't use it, and then in your code, you actually have to clone the content of the template. And notice that I don't clone it just once. I actually clone it in the loop, because for every item, I want to create a new list item, so therefore I have to clone the content. The template itself, I don't have to clone. I'm cloning the content of that template. So there it is. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe if you want to get more content like this. Thank you.